So we previously showed you how to can ground meat. It was very well received. It was met with a lot of questions, and one of the most common one was, well, what about if you don't want ground meat, you just want to do like whole muscle meat? So my wife just shot a deer, and we deboned it all, and now I'm going to show you really quickly how to process it yourself. It is so simple. It doesn't take any skill whatsoever. So if you don't want to pay a butcher, you want to do more stuff yourself, one, to save money, and two, just to learn and know how, I highly recommend this process. Canned venison tastes better, it's more tender, it's so convenient. There is really no downside to doing it other than just it takes up you a little bit of time. So all we do, we debone the deer, as I said, no skill whatsoever. Cut it into like 1-inch cubes. I like to take all of the silver skin out of it. Personally, it's just the way we like to serve it. If you leave the silver skin in, it's no problem. It will be really easy to separate once you open the bottle. We just like to have it so that it can be dumped straight into our whatever we're cooking, and it just makes life simpler. So a little bit more work now, I think, saves you later. We also do not season it. We do not add any liquids. Some people like to do that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just our preference is to put in nothing but the meat. We then season it when we're ready to use it for whatever purpose we're going to apply it to. Once we've packed our jars, you want to pack them as full as you can, basically. That's why the cubes are, smaller cubes are better. They pack in tighter, less airspace. You take a little bit of white vinegar on your paper towel. I've already cleaned the rim off. You just want to make sure there's no foreign materials, nothing that'll stop you from getting a good seal. I've already done these 3 jars. I'm just doing a really small batch this time because, to be honest, time's tight. I just wanted to show you real quick how to do it. And so a batch of 4 will come to a boil really quickly and it won't take as long. So put your lid on. I kind of go finger tight, back it off just a hair, not very much, just enough that you can make sure that it can, it can vent, and then stick it in here. Now, I've already had this warming up. It's nice to have the water start to warm as you're working. It just saves you a little bit of time. Once you're ready, I got my 4 jars in this one. You line your arrow up with this notch, turn it. You can see these things lock into place. These are your safeties. Make sure that your lid is pretty even, and then start to just finger tight, just very loosely put these on here so that it's balanced. You don't want it to be canted. Once you've started, then you can kind of go around the ring just like you're putting a tire on. Just make sure that you're doing each side even. Get them all snugged up good. Once that's done, it's already coming to temperature. It's already actually quite warm. Now what we need to do is let it boil. You will know that it's boiling. You will hear and see the steam coming out of this vent. Like right now, nothing's there. Yes, it's warming up, but it's got a little bit of a ways to go. This can take a bit of time, depending on the size of your unit and the number of jars and things like that. These little ones are beautiful. They work a lot quicker. So I would say in the next 10 to 15 minutes, we're going to be ready to put our weight on. Your weight, obviously these All-American canners, they come with a 5, a 10, and a 15 pound. And so you just need to do your research, figure out for the elevation wherever you are geographically speaking, you figure it out. We are in Southern Ontario, 10 pounds is what we run here. And so after this has been venting or boiling for 10 minutes, we put our 10-pound weight on. And then it's going to go for 90 minutes. And I'm going to come back once we do that and show you a little bit of the process while it's pressure cooking. And we'll take it to that point. So we'll see you back in a minute here. Okay, so as you can hear, this has been venting now for well over 10 minutes. So that tells you we're ready to put our weight on and start building our pressure. So this has 5, 10, and 15. We're going to put the 10-pound weight over top. Now remember, this is hot steam, so you want to either put some gloves on or do it quickly. Put your 10 on. Now, this is now going to start building. And once this starts to hit 10, you should start to hear a little bit of a rattle going on. Now this is really the only part that you really have to watch now. As you start to get to the point where it starts to rattle, and basically it's venting steam to keep your pressure, or to not keep building past your 10 psi, you need to start turning your heat down. You don't want your thing rattling more than approximately 4 times a minute. A minute, right? So that's like every 15 seconds, you might hear it rattle. And if it's like rattling nonstop, then you're boiling it too high and too fast, and that's where sometimes you'll get siphoning, where the contents of your jars will sometimes pull out of the seal. So we're good now. We can just sit. All you got to do is stay nearby. You can be doing whatever you want in the house as long as you can hear this thing. Once you hear it, if you hear the rattle start to count, once you hear it start to rattle, then I'm at 10 psi, then start your 90 minutes. We still have not started our 90-minute counting yet. Okay, so we're gonna sit here, we're gonna go off, we're gonna do some stuff, we'll listen for a rattle, and then we'll start counting our 90 minutes. And I'll come back once we're all done and show you the finishing process. See you then. All right, so we've finished our 90 minutes of cook time. And as you can see, this has stopped jiggling. If you tap it and there's any pressure left, you'll hear it coming out. You'll also see that it's at 0 pressure. So really, that's kind of hot. I'm gonna grab something here, pull this off. As you can hear, there's no steam coming out whatsoever. Nothing at all. This is at 0. That means that we're safe to now take the lid off. So, this is a little tight. Off, turn this for to unlock the safeties. Ooh, that's hot. That doesn't want to come. So sometimes, if you leave them for too long afterwards, which I have done, they will create a vacuum inside of them, and so sometimes they can be really hard to open. So let me just see here if I can do it. Otherwise, I will need to grab. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so our trick, very simple. Just a quick little, oh, there, look at how simple that was. But yet, to my hand, there was enough of a seal there that I couldn't pop it. So, it's actually common if you walk away and let it cool too long on its own, it's actually quite common. So, I'm gonna pull these out here now. They look pretty good. See how much liquid is in there? Remember how I didn't put any liquid in whatsoever? And look at how that jar is full of liquid. Now you'll notice I'm putting it on a cutting board. This is really just with any kind of stone or simulated stone surfaces. They can be too cold, and so just the temperature difference between the bottle coming out so piping hot and the stone surface can sometimes cause the glass to crack. So the wood just acts as a nice buffer to allow them to cool more gently. So don't play with them, don't touch them, just pull them out and leave them alone. Let them set. Really, truthfully, it's nighttime. We're going to be going to bed here soon, so we're just going to leave them overnight. I think I will put a towel over top of them. It's winter time. I know the house isn't too cold, but it just sort of helps to keep the temperature a little more balanced as it cools down more slowly rather than having too much of a difference or contrast. So everything looks to be good though. So you can see they're boiling all inside. I got no siphoning whatsoever. Not one of the jars leaked or siphoned, so that's good. That's a good sign. So A-okay. I think we're all good. Unless I have any problems to show you in the morning, I think this will be it. So hopefully you've learned something, and if you have any other questions, by all means, post them in the video comment section below, and we'll be happy to try to maybe make another video to show you how this is all done. All right, have a good night. All right, so just to show you real quick, this is one of our favorite meals using our bottled venison. All we did was we took it out of the bottle, we threw it into a frying pan, shredded it all up, browned it just a little bit with some seasoning, garlic, salt, pepper, whatever you like. You can use a Montreal steak spice, whatever. And then we put it on a bed of rice and then add all of your favorite foods to it. Veggies, lettuce, we like sweet chili Thai sauce, some chipotle, sour cream, salsa. As you can see, just dress it up whatever way you want. There is no right or wrong, but this has become a true family favorite. This is another one of our family favorites, homemade pizza, but instead of tomato sauce, we use barbecue sauce. Instead of pepperoni or bacon, we use bottled venison that we've just browned lightly and seasoned nicely on the frying pan. We add cheese, we add ranch dressing, we add some Parmesan, and just top it any way you want. It is absolutely to die for. Definitely another thing you should try, and another reason we love bottling our venison.